I got focused on my mission, which was to help 10,000 aspiring entrepreneurs become successful business owners.
Why do you want to go into business for yourself? That answer, it really doesn't matter what your answer is, but just make sure you have one and make sure it's genuine.
You have to be resourceful, infinitely resourceful, which we all are. And it's just about like pushing through that subconscious disbelief, that bad wolf that keeps popping up and talking to us.
Nobody wants you to fail. They want to see you succeed, and I think it's awesome. If I were to tell somebody that's interested in a franchise, and maybe you've worked in corporate America and you've never worked for yourself, it's hard and it's awesome.
Owning a business might be a great complement to what we do in the real estate world. Many of us out here own rental properties. We're looking for different streams of income. Well, a business might be just that perfect stream for you. Many of us out there, through our real estate background, have tons of contacts. Many of these people are maybe working a corporate job or they're transitioning. Now, you can help them identify through whatever business you get into, different opportunities. So for example, you could own a painting company. You could own a flooring company. You could own a business that totally complements your real estate business, or you could own a business in a totally different sector, health, wellness. There's really about over 3,000 franchise models out there. So there's a lot of, and that's not including all the mom and pop type businesses. So there's a lot of opportunity out there, period. But really, at the end of the day, we want to build a business that's not reliant on yourself 100%. You want to build a system and a process where you build a machine that's making you money. I like the boring businesses, recession resilient businesses, complementary businesses to real estate professionals. Could be in the home service area, such as painting companies, HVAC companies, restoration companies. You can utilize high leverage SBA financing, which can fund up to 90% of the total cost. SBA is probably the best financing tool out there in the business space. You can do rent replacement deals. You can do business acquisition where you get seller financing. So there's a lot of ways to use SBA to really limit the amount of out-of-pocket expenses that you come out with for your equity. We call it an equity injection, or many of us would say a down payment. If we have very limited cash, or maybe we have a lot of money, or maybe we have an old retirement that we can roll over and utilize that as the down payment or the equity injection for SBA. So we really want to first figure out, based on the business assessment and the conversation, we have a questionnaire that we use to identify what business models might be the best for you. Some of you are great promoters. Some of you are more introverted. Some of you have really good executive skills. Some of you guys have good leadership skills. So we're dialing in that. We're also dialing in what we can work with for capital in conjunction with possibly SBA financing. The reason why we like for you to have multiple conversations is because we find that the business model you think you're going to like is sometimes it's that third one that you weren't sure of that you actually like the business. Because remember, you're not going to be the one painting the fences. You're not going to be the one installing flooring. You're the owner of the business. So it's what are you doing as the owner? How do you run the business? How does the business scale? And this is all the really important thing. So a lot of people come in thinking, oh, I'd love to own a smoothie place. But really, do you want to deal with that many employees? Do you want a brick and mortar location? A lot of the business models we have don't really require a brick and mortar location. Each of the franchisors have their own discovery process. There's multiple steps to really understand the business model. Most of the home service franchise models, so like the painting companies, right? They grow by hiring more painters and getting another truck. And some of the business models, in fact, use a subcontractor model, so you don't even need to hire the painters. You're subbing that out. So all these different franchise models and business systems have a little bit unique business models. And as you're doing your exploratory introductory calls, you're going to get a deep dive on these business models. You're going to get a much better understanding. And I believe there's a business for everybody. And I do believe that everyone should own a small business, whether you want to keep your real estate job or your W-2 job. I believe that everybody should own a business. Now, I do want to bring up the fact that there's not many very passive businesses where you're just going to invest money and it's going to run itself. This is a much more in-depth investment than owning a rental property where you have a property manager. So I want to be clear on that fact that you have to have the skill sets, you have to have the desire. But most franchises that you'd be looking at are what we call semi-absentee. Semi-absentee means you're working on the business, not in the business. And generally that's 15 to 20 hours per week. Usually in the beginning, you're going to spend a little bit more time. It's going to be a little bit more, work up front to get the business running, to get the right employees. And so why I like franchising so much is because the franchise world is all about systems and processes. And also the beauty of that is going back, I recommend anybody looking into business ownership that's paying a lot in taxes, look at Section 179, look at bonus depreciation. These are all things that can also help not only from making more revenue, but keeping more of that other income that you're making by having a lot of tax write-offs with your operating business. So that's another plus for right there. Hi guys, Bo Exine here, and I'm with Baby Bo. Baby Bo is just a little over 4 months. He's my first child, my wife and I. So if you want to create legacy for your family, I highly suggest you go to our Business Ownership Summit. You can find all the events we're doing. Primarily, they're all free. You can go to boexine.com/events. And I hope to see you at one of our events. We teach business ownership, how to leverage SBA financing, tax strategies. I'm not a CPA and an attorney, but we bring CPAs on. You're going to learn why everyone should own a small business. So I hope you attend. Go to boexine.com/events. I'll see you at the next one. Hey guys, Bo Exine here. If you enjoyed what you saw, please subscribe to this channel. We talk all things financing. I've been in the lending industry for over 20 years, and I'm happy to answer your questions and provide great content.